Hello, my name is Kurt Davis, Director of Marketing and Product Management with Kuhn Krause. Today I wanted to take a few minutes to walk through the Quick Start Guide for the Dominator 4861. The Quick Start Guide is a document that we prepare to allow customers and folks to get a quick setup of the machine so you're ready to go to the field. It doesn't necessarily replace the owner's manual, so do refer to that owner's manual, but the Quick Start Guide gives you a step-by-step instruction to quickly get the machine set up and ready to go to the field. The Quick Start Guide can be found on the Tractor Interface Center in the manual canister, and that's a laminated piece in there that would be available for you to have that reference, easy reference. The Quick Start Guide can also be found at mykuhn.com, which is a website that provides a lot of customer information, particular for the machine that you're trying to operate. The first thing that we want to do when we're setting up the machine is ensuring that we get the tractor hitched up for the right category hitch for the tractor that we have, as well as making sure the safety chain is hooked up properly. And then we go to the hydraulic systems for the raise, the wing fold, and then in this case we have smart soil technology on the machine, but we would also have circuitry for the coulter system and the disc conditioner and possibly even the optional hydraulic reel lift on the rear of the machine. Ensuring that all of those are properly hooked up. On a regular standard machine, we would want the coulter system to be on a constant flow. That circuit that it would be plugged into would be a constant flow system, usually about 20 to 30% flow from the tractor, or about 4 or 5 gallons per minute is all that's required to operate that system in a constant flow setting. The other systems is also to ensure with an SST system that we have the orange handle plugged into a high volume, low pressure return on the tractor, not into the SCV for the orange handled return. Now the next thing that we would want to do is unlock the lock valves, the transport or the folding and raise lower lock valves on the machine, and that gets the machine ready to unfold. So from the tractor then, we would, on our folding machine, we would unfold that machine, get those wings completely unfolded. A rigid machine, there won't be anything to do in that regard. The next step is going to be to level the frame. So in leveling the frame, we're going to utilize the wrench that's provided on the inside of the tongue, and we're going to adjust the leveling length turnbuckle on the front of the machine. And the length is specified usually around that 32.5 inches on the Quick Start Guide. Refer to that for the proper dimension there to get that frame level to begin the operation. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going on a folding machine. We're going to walk around to the wing frame where the walking tandems are, and we're going to adjust the wing frame rocker on a 4861 in order to make sure that the wing frame is level with the main frame of the machine and that we have even depth as we go to set our depth in the field. Now that we have the frame level and wings level on a folding unit, the next thing will be to properly set the linkage for the disc conditioner, the rear disc conditioner. And that linkage here is the general call out to start with is going to be about 22.5 inches from pin to pin to get that top link correctly set across the machine. And you're going to want to make sure across a folding unit especially, each link has the same dimension all the way across. So that'll be pivotal to get the frame of the disc conditioner level with the levelness of the machine. The next piece that we will look at is setting the rear disc the conditioning reel, the 24/7 conditioning reel on the machine. Of course, this is an option, but you have the ability to adjust the pounds of pressure per foot of reel on the machine based on the spring length. And there's a decal on the back of the bar for the disc or the conditioning reel that will identify the proper spring length based on the total length of reel and the number of arms that are on that reel. Now that we have our frame level and all the other physical settings on the machine with the disc conditioner and the reel set, we will look at setting the coulter pressure for the machine. As we mentioned before, the SCV that the coulters are set up in need to be a 20 to 30% flow, constant flow pressure system from the tractor. And then we will adjust the valve on a standard machine. There will be a valve with a gauge that shows the pressure, and we'll dial that up anywhere between 500 and 700 pounds to start with. What that does is apply a constant pressure for the coulters to operate once we put the machine into the ground. The next thing that we will look at doing is setting the depth of the machine, the shank depth. And that indicator of shank depth is right up front on a 4861. And we have the crank adjustment here, the single point depth control that adjusts the depth of the machine, and 3 turns equals 1 inch on the 4861, and there's a decal for deeper or shallower. So that will set the depth of the machine. And the next thing that we would want to do on the 4861 is adjust the rear disc conditioner depth or maximum depth or float limiter on that. And that's done here on this particular adjustment. You merely undo the turn valve, raise it to the position that you want to limit the float to, and then the indicator will tell you where that disc conditioner is limiting the float on that machine, or allowing full engagement or limited engagement of the rear disc conditioner. At that point, we're ready to go to the field and put the machine in the ground, and then remove some compaction, get some residue incorporated, and get you operating. For more information on the quick start guides or the Dominator 4861, please visit us at coulter.com.